On the phone with us, we have David Dor. You have a brand new CD. I've been a fan of your music for a while, and I've seen you perform several times, and it's great to talk to you. David, how are you?
Thank you very much. I'm fine. Thank you. How are you?
Okay. Now, tell us about Ha'olam Shani Matzir, The World I Paint.
Yeah, The World I Paint. Well, it's an imaginary world. You know, as my father used to tell me when I was young, when I'll get older, there'll be no war, there'll be peace. And unfortunately, it didn't happen. So it's the same thing I'm trying to paint for my daughter or for the new generation, a world without war, without pain, without fear. I know it sounds naive, but, you know, we have to dream in order to achieve something.
Well, I think the music as well as the lyrics sound like that, like groovy, mellow, you know? What's different musically about this new CD? Because some of your other CDs are more, I guess, opera-like or kind of, I don't know how to say it, new age. This, I think, is more maybe pop.
It's a kind of fusion, actually. The former CDs I had made the kind of a fusion between the classical world into the pop world and the world music world. But in this particular CD, in the new one, I'm singing much more in an intimate way. It's more close, more intimate, more personal, because I'm saying things that are close to my heart now. I'm trying to think about episodes that I had in my life and that I have something to say about it.
Maybe a little about your background. I mean, you could be in the world of opera or something. How did you start out and how did you end up, you know, I guess you're a pop artist, but...
I never started as an opera singer. I have this actually fusion between my family is half North African and half Italian. So the North African rhythm is very familiar to me. But also, I studied in Jerusalem in the music academy, classical music. And I was born in Israel, as you probably know, people in Israel came from the diaspora from all over the world. So since I was very young, I was exposed to many kinds of music. So nothing sounds actually strange to my ear. Yet, I'm trying to bring all this information through me, through my voice. I'm not a classical singer. What I'm doing is combining all those elements in my music because I believe that, we should use more this language. In my performances all over the world, sometimes it's in China or in Taiwan or in the United States or in Europe. Everybody understands the language of music. You don't have to study in order to understand. There is something more precise in saying something through the music because I can explain, speaking to a person, I can explain to him many things. He can understand or not understand them. But I can sing one line and he will understand exactly what I feel. So what I'm trying to do in my music actually is trying to bring all those elements into one, into the language of the heart. That's why a person in Singapore, for example, can understand exactly what I'm singing about, even though he doesn't understand Hebrew. And I can understand, what he wants to say when he sings, because it's an international language that we have to use more, as I believe.
That's cool. I like that. And I think I see that a lot with Israeli musicians like Idan Reichel, even though I don't think you sound that much alike, but he also talks about combining different elements. What do you think about that? You think that's like an Israeli thing, or?
Yeah, I think Israel, because of the multicultural, because people came all over the world, from all over the world, we are Israeli young people who were born here. We are much more open to those kinds of music. And also, the world is getting smaller and smaller, and we are exposed to Chinese music, to Indian music, to American music, to many kinds of music. And in Israel, it's like, as I believe, a kind of a heart, like a heart of the world. Jerusalem for me is the heart of the world. And as if, in this heart, we have the ability to contain, to understand all those kinds of music and to make from all of this beautiful painting, to make it like one.
That's the world you're painting.
I hope so, yeah.
Let's talk about Songs of the Many, your previous CD with Patrick Sabag. What's that about? That's also unique.
That is a project, actually. I'm not singing there by myself. There are many musicians who are singing. There's counters from the synagogue and Yemenite singers. This is a project that was born after my father passed away. And I was praying, like in the Jewish tradition in the synagogue. And all of a sudden, all those melodies came to my mind like an old memory. And I felt that I wanted to express them through me, through my way. I collected all those beautiful chants, Jewish chants, that some of them actually lead us, I think, to the Second Temple even, because it's coming from generation to generation. Many of those songs are not recorded, were not recorded before in any way. For me, it's very important to understand the past in order to write new music. I believe that, it's like a tree, that even though you see that the beautiful blossom of the leaves and the flowers on the top of the tree, yet it gets all the power from its roots. And the Jewish tradition has so many beautiful songs and beautiful chants and beautiful prayers. And in order to develop a culture, in order to make something that we can call Israeli music, as I see it, we have to first of all understand and learn our roots and to grow from there. So for me, it was very important to collect those chants and to make a very, very modern production that sometimes we had concerts, for example, in London, in Walmart Festival. This is the festival of Peter Gabriel.
Yeah.
And we were singing those prayers, and people in London were thinking that this is new Israeli music, because the power of the words, and the power of this melody that has been successful for so many years and touched the heart of so many Jewish people through generations, has this power to touch other people as well. And one of the songs in his Sephardic way called Lecha Dodi even was chosen by Peter Gabriel himself to open the records of the Walmart Festival. For me, it's important to bring this message to the world.
Well, I hope that my radio show will be heard on the internet by people all over the world too, and listen to this interview. You said the people in London thought this was new Israeli music?
Yeah, because, it was a new production.
But it's really...
arrangement. But yet, the music, the melodies were very, very old, very ancient. So, what I believe that if music has this power, has this magic, you can adapt it to the modern world very easily, only by, producing it more modern. And it has a value, it has a beautiful value, because there is a message that goes through those words. There is a message in this music. There is a past and future and present together.
Now, this is a funny question, but I had another CD from a different David Dor from the 70s, I guess. You know what I'm talking about?
No.
Ah, okay. I had an old record album from a different David Dor that was released in the 70s. I thought maybe you were related or something.
What's the name of the record?
It's called Boi Teman. It's like Yemenite songs.
There is another David Dor?
Yeah, and I Googled it and I tried to look it up, and but no one knows. It's very rare, but I had that.
I never heard about it, actually.
Oh, okay.
Oh my God.
And he only released one album, and I had it on like vinyl record. Yeah, but
does he remind me in his singing?
No,
voice?
No, it doesn't. He doesn't sound like you at all. It sounds like traditional Yemenite kind of things.
God. I didn't know there was another David Dor.
How do you pronounce your name?
E'_OR. It's of gold. I told you that I'm half Italian, so in Italy, oro means gold. And probably the Jewish people were getting their names many times by their occupation. So I assume that the family was working with jewelry or gold or something like that.
We've been talking to David Dor, and your website is www.daviddor.com. daviddor.com, daviddor.com. And the new CD is called The World I Paint, and that's available on the website. And I want to thank you for coming on. Do you have any final words or anything you want to say?
I just want to send to the audience a message of love, and hope they will enjoy the music, and to spread the beautiful message of music that we have here in Israel, message of love, not to judge the Israeli people only by what you see on the news connecting to the Middle East crisis. Israel is a great country with many, many beautiful people. And I invite everybody to come and visit and to listen to our music and to learn our culture.
Okay, David, thank you very much.
Thank you very much.